Hello, welcome back to another video on my thoughts on the current comic market. From my viewpoint, okay, this is just a theory on my own. I don't have any more factual data than my own experience, so take it for what it's worth. I have been selling books steadily for the past decades, okay, since 2008. I sold my first book, I think, late in 2008, and that's just a trickle at first, and then it's started to speed up from 2009 to 2010, and then exploded in 2011 and 12. But I have sold a lot of books, ranging from $5 book to 5 figures books. And the one thing that I noticed in the past 6 months, okay, over the past 6 months, there's definitely a change in buyers out there. Whether it's on eBay or privately, I have encountered a few. I'm not saying it's a large number of collectors from overseas, but I have encountered more in the past 6 months from Asia than I did in the previous 9 years of selling. And the buyers there tend to go for keys, okay? Not keys only, they do buy other books that are not keys, but certainly key-centric. And you know, I'm sure I'm not alone. I can't imagine that I'm the only guy on eBay or on YouTube that sell to Asia or other continents. Selling to Canada and the UK has always been there from 8-9 years ago, so that's nothing new. But certainly I see new participants from Asia, and is somewhat not a surprise. I had this long debates for years now, go back to 2008, 2009, with some of the people I know on the CGC forum that was calling for the top. Okay, even back in 2008, 2009, there were people, collectors, that are predicting gloom and doom in the hobby, and they use all kind of anecdotes and example, like baseball cards. It will never caught on overseas. It will, most of the stuff will be irrelevant. The variant, all that stuff, that's gonna implode. I heard everything. There's nothing new that I just said that are new to anyone. But not that I disagree with everything that these naysayers were saying. One of the things I learned from participating in the stock market is the moment that you disregard the opposing view, you're gonna be wrong eventually. So it's always good to have perspective on all view. Okay, albeit you can disagree, I can disagree on some of the views, but it's good to have an open mind to hear all view. And my counter argument to the gloom and doom and like baseball card, in 10-20 years nobody's gonna care. I'm a baseball fan. I'm not a fanatic. Okay, growing up in New York, I was a Yankee fan, but I was rooting for the Red Sox when they first played the Mets. So yes, if you're a Mets fan, go ahead, give me a thumbs down, because I was a Yankee fan. But sure, that was a time of Don Mattingly, okay, the Goose. There's a lot of famous players, but I also can tell you that the majority of the baseball cards of those players in the 80s are pretty much nothing special, nothing seek after unless you're a hardcore baseball card collectors or Yankee fan. The rest of the world don't really care. And that's what I was relaying to my opposing counterparts, is that baseball is huge in Japan, baseball is huge in Korea. Okay, there's a lot of places that baseball is pretty big. It's not the biggest, but a fanatical fan in Japan when it comes down to baseball, sitting with Korea, but they don't really gonna go out there and buy a Don Mattingly card. They're not gonna seek it out. Unlike pop culture superheroes like Batman and Superman and Spider-Man, even when there was no TV. Okay, even though when there was no TV shows or movies, there was always a cartoon here and there, and it's just pop icons that are everywhere for little kids. Okay, it's everywhere. Doesn't matter. It's just like Mickey Mouse, more so now than Mickey Mouse. Okay, since Disney bought Marvel, those images are everywhere, more so than Mickey Mouse. Dare I say? I could be wrong, but it is that popular. And you gotta understand, this discussion and debates took place at the beginning of the movie 2008 2009, where Disney just bought Marvel, and Spider-Man, Iron Man 1 just exploded. So I felt that it's gonna be something new. I don't know how. I can't predict that the movie is gonna. Surely I did not predict that the movie is gonna triple the value of Amazing Fantasy 15 since 2008. I did not predict that. But what I saw was the popularity of superheroes is gonna get bigger and wider. Okay, and as of now, recently, I see that. I see buyers from overseas, from Asia, that would not have been in the market 5 years ago. Now they are. Now they are buying. And that is one of the many source of money that are coming into the market. Whenever, one of the things that we are all guilty. Okay, a lot of people kind of have a blinders on. They just see what's around them. A lot of people I talk to that don't sell. They just sit there like, where does this money come from? I don't understand. This is crazy. It is kind of nutty. Yes, nobody's gonna dispute you that it's nutty when a book double in 2 or 3 years. That's nutty. Yes, in any investment, whether it's stock, gold, real estate, you name it. Anything that double in 2 or 3 years is nutty. Okay, but at the same time, if you're not actively out there selling and seeing where the money's come from, I can see why a lot of people just don't get it. Okay, they predict gloom and doom. I've been hearing gloom and doom now since 2008. A lot has been proven wrong. A lot of people have been proven wrong. Eventually they will be proven right. But are they gonna be right? Okay, let's say an Amazing Fantasy 15 2.0 was 5,000, less than 5,000 back in 2010. Okay, now that book is 20,000. Okay, can it go to 30 or 40? Who knows? Nutty, right? Is it gonna crash back to 5? No. Is it gonna crash from 20 to 18 or 15? Possibly. But is that gonna prove the people that calling the top right, that they said it was gonna crash when it was 5,000? No, they're still gonna be wrong. Okay, so be prepared. Be prepared when and if the market plateau and dip 5 or 10% on the big keys. You're gonna hear a lot of people come screaming out, "I told you so." And your first question should be, when did you call it? If you call it back in 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, you're wrong. You're still wrong. Okay, so be prepared, because there's a lot of people that like to puff out their chest. I was right. No, you're still wrong. Okay? And that's it on my view of the market. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.